Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've been doing a lot of thinking lately about what's going to happen with Queen Elizabeth is no longer the British monarch and Prince Charles, followed by Prince William, takes the throne. Turns out there'll be a variety of title changes for a handful of members of the royal family. Today, we're focusing on how Prince George's title will be affected when his father becomes king. And bear with us here, it gets complicated. When his father dons the crown prince, George's life will undergo a huge, shocking shakeup. In the race to be king, George comes third. Things will be a lot more dramatic when William takes the throne. There's a catch. Currently, Prince Charles is the longest awaiting heir apparent ever, which also means that if he takes over the monarchy, he'll be the oldest king to ever be crowned. Considering that Prince Charles is already 72 years old, this raises a few unpleasant questions about how long he'll reign before passing away. If the Prince of Wales departs this world before or during his reign, the crown will go to his oldest son, William. This will bring George closer than ever to becoming king himself. When Prince William is crowned as king, a few things will happen apart from changes in the UK's national anthem and money. William has an option to choose a new name. Did you know that the reigning sovereign can choose any name that belongs to someone in the monarchy? That means he doesn't have to go by King William. He can choose another name. He's not the only one that'll get a name change though. As the spouse of a king, Kate Middleton's title will also change. She'll be known as the Queen Consort or Queen Catherine. That's nothing compared to what's in store for George when his father is the king. The prince's title will also be tweaked. He'll inherit most of his grandfather and father's old titles, making him evolve from the current title of His Royal Highness Prince George of Cambridge. Another change will directly affect Prince George and his siblings. The family will have to move. Currently, William, Kate, and their 3 children live in Kensington Palace. If William is king, they'll need to relocate to Buckingham Palace. This upgrade will leave George and his siblings a lot more room to explore. But more importantly, George will get a direct insight into the inner workings of the palace, as he'll need to start being groomed for his future responsibilities. And that's not all. The most important change for George is that there will now just be one person between him and the throne, as he will officially become the heir apparent to the British throne. In 2016, when George was just 3 years old, Prince William said that he and Kate Middleton had decided against letting George know what his future held in store at the time. William explained, "As far as we're concerned within our family unit, we're a normal family. There'll be a time and a place to bring George up and understand how he fits in that world." Now that the little prince is older and he started going to school with friends, William decided to break the news, according to a family spokesperson. George is only 7 years old. William tries not to overwhelm him with too much information. But George is aware that there's a lot more to being king than how the role is portrayed in Disney movies and children's books. Not only he is aware of what the role entails, but he's ready to embrace it. Palace insiders have admitted that George has inherited his parents' competitive streak as well as their patience. This, together with his tendency to be an overachiever, has convinced Buckingham Palace staff that George has all the makings of a great king when the time comes. But what if the time doesn't come? Will Prince George ever really get to be King George? There are 2 reasons George may not become king. The first is time. Even if Charles' reign as King of the United Kingdom doesn't happen or is short-lived, William still has many years ahead of him to rule. The second reason that William's eldest son may never be crowned is coming down to whether or not George wants to be king. After all, he could follow in his Uncle Harry's footsteps and step down from the royal family. Or he can decide to abdicate, in which case the crown will go to the next in line, his child. Or if he doesn't have kids, then it's with his little sister Charlotte. It may seem like a crazy idea to refuse to be king, but it's happened before. That brings us to the end of today's video. Do let us know in the comments down below if we missed something. Anyway, be sure to leave a like to the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.